How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome to my Ritual League Ultimate Beginner's Guide. Now, I am going to be recording this on day 1, but I have discovered pretty much everything, I assume, in regards to Ritual League. If there are any updates to it, I will, of course, update the video and do an updated beginner's guide by the end of the week. But it looks to be 50 Shades of Breach, as it was with some of the other leagues. Generally, what ends up happening is they put out some big expansion somewhere, some big changes, which in this case it went to endgame with the boss rush mechanic, and as a result of the league mechanic kind of gets slept on and is kind of underwhelming. So as a result, we ended up getting Breach 17, I guess. Basically, you just kill a bunch of stuff and you get rewards for it. The way of getting rewards is miles better than in the previous renditions, however, from my experience. Although it's not as good as, like, Legion and that sort of stuff, it is sort of the best of the bad situations we've had in the past, of Synthesis giving bad gear, etc., etc. Anyways, so, there are some niche things to Ritual League, however, that I have gone and experimented with and figured out for you. So, we are going to go and do one of these fellas over here. So we're going to kill all the stuff in here, and you'll notice that when you kill these things, these little blood puddles, right, are going to seep in, that's such a weird word, are going to seep into this little ritual stand. Now, the important thing to note, as I get killed by a fucking ghosted enemy that I wasn't factoring in, sorry, I'm entertaining and fucking getting killed by ghosted shit at the same time. You'll notice, when I kill him, he doesn't drop one of those, like, blood cum puddles, right, that seeps into the fucking thingo. So, that's because anything that you kill outside of the ritual area, like any of the big sort of stuff, is not going to have an effect on the ritual altar. If we bring these fellas over here, right, and we kill them inside the area, come over here, come on, and we clap them. See, there's no seepage, right? There's no leakage. God, it's so weird. But there's no blood puddles, right? So, as a result, you aren't gonna gain any benefit or anything from pulling stuff into this circle. Because initially, I thought that you could get more stuff in the ritual area if you brought extra things in. No, you can't. You can only get stuff from the actual ritual altar itself. So you kill all the things here, and you click it, and it will give you an encounter. Now, when you do the encounter, you are locked into it. I'll show you what I mean by that. It will black out everything else, and you cannot go outside of it. Now, it does not matter if you kill things outside the circle, inside the circle. It does not make a difference in this scenario. So just kill everything you can. It'll revive whatever it's killed and just spawn a bunch of stuff, Breach style. And then we will get our rewards thingo here. Now, you can click this, and you'll get a bunch of options in this little window here. So essentially, everything costs tribute. You gain tribute by just killing stuff. So the more things that you kill, or the more things that it spawns, which it's a random amount how much it spawns, will give you more tribute. So there's certain things where I've already been able to ballpark, like, okay, I've got one ritual left, so something that costs, 800 tribute, I'm not going to get more than likely, because it's 300 per tribute. Next one's probably going to be 300 as well. So if there's anything that costs 800, I can't get that. So you start to, like, figure out some of this early quick math sort of scenario. And what you can do here is you can literally just pick out whatever you want. So if I wanted these gloves, I could just grab them right now and call them good. And if I go and get more tribute from the next area, if there's something else I wanted in here, I can get that as well. Not next area, but next ritual, sorry. It will stack up. Now, one other thing that you can actually do with this is this window to get your rewards and what have you. Normally, these rewards and whatnot are tied to wherever the thing is, right? In Legion, all the drops are where the Legion monolith ends. Delirium, they just kind of shit out your ass. All that sort of stuff, But with this, it is tied to this little window down here. So we can take it off our screen, go off and do some other stuff, right? And go exploring for the second ritual. And what we can do is that I found this while leveling, because this is a particularly useful sort of technique, is you can still access these, and you can pull them out of here, too. If you want something, you can click it from here. I'll show you that in a second once I do the other one. The reason that's important is when you're going area to area while leveling, then what you can do is you can just pop this window open and grab whatever you want before you go into the next area. So you literally are not wasting anything. You're not losing tribute, you're not losing anything like that, because that's actually very important. You're going to be going into this window a lot from here, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So let's pop this second one, shall we? So we've got to kill everything here. Clap all these fellas with our Firestorm character. Pop the ritual, and kill everything around this fella here. Watch out for on-death effects, because on-death effects make a fun game, as I'm sure we're all aware. Clap all that with our wonderful AoE. Alright, we're gonna pop this, and also, you saw that some of these were not seeable. They will become seen once you finish all of the rituals in the area. It's the sort of way to make you do everything. You can't just open it, see it, and just go, no, I'm not feeling it, right? Because what ended up happening before was we would see certain things and it'd just be like, all this loot's trash, I'm just not gonna even like commit for it. It's their way of making you do it anyways, basically. So, if you see anything here that you want, of course, just grab it. But if you don't see anything that you want, you can actually defer it. So that is going to make it so you pay 15% of an item's cost, and it will reappear in a later area and be discounted. Now you can stack the discounts a couple of times, but if you get into an area that, you know, you do your 2 rituals, and say, for example, right, I wanted this Undead Storm, right, it's out of my price range, I can't afford it now. So what I can do is I can defer this fella, right? And it's going to cost me a price, which is 15% of its total cost. So it's a little pricey. But this is going to make it show up in different areas later on. Now, it's not going to be in the next area, right? You might get placeboed and you'll defer it and it'll show up in the next one. No, that was luck, right? It's possibly the next one, possibly any other zone after that. Thing is, though, is if it shows up again, you have to defer it again. Right? This is something that's kind of annoying that I guarantee you there's going to be a Reddit thread about, because some fucker is going to forget somewhere, and it's going to be a big problem. Because, otherwise, if you don't defer it again, I don't think you lose it. I didn't lose any of mine, but its price goes back to normal. I'm quite sure. So you lose out on the bonuses for deferring it if you don't defer it every time it shows up again. But essentially what you can do is hit it again and again and again and keep reducing its price. So you're going to miss out on the price reduction if you don't keep deferring it whenever it shows up. So in this sort of scenario, we would defer, but I'll show you what I wanted to show you beforehand, which is if I run away from this fella and go at Mach 5, you know, go clearing, etc., right? This thing gets ghosted because, of course, it does while I'm recording. This doesn't one-shot me. Not this time, anyways. And we run away from our ritual stuff, and let's say we find the door to the next zone. We click this, we click we click defer, we click our Undead Storm, right? And we defer from wherever we are in the map, right? So this is useful while leveling, this is useful while mapping, this is useful in any sort of scenario. You can just click this window, defer it, you're good to go. Now, if the rest of this stuff sucks, just hit this button up here, and for a set price, it will re-roll everything. Now, I will warn you, you can re-roll into a deferred item. I had that happen. So, basically, it kind of screwed me, because I re-rolled it, and the deferred item came up, and I didn't have enough finance to defer it, and then its price went back to or I didn't get to hit it again, so I didn't get another price reduction. So I got kind of sad there. But you can re-roll into a deferred item and get very sad. That's probably going to get changed at some point because someone's going to complain somewhere. Yeah. So, deferred items, this is actually an important one, will stay if you log out. They will stay in a sort of pool of items if you log your character. Now, why is that important? Because when you're leveling or you're doing act speeding or whatever have you, a lot of people, rather than using portal scrolls or picking those sorts of things up, will just escape, exit the character selection, and then log back into their character. Now, thankfully, because of the way they've coded this system, I guess, it goes into a pool, it gets stored in cloud servers somewhere, and as a result, all the deferred things will stay even if you log out. So feel free to do, you know, leveling strategies and leveling cheese the way you normally do. You don't lose anything. It's not session-based or anything like that, like I thought it might be. So you've got no issues in regards to doing things like that. But yeah, so having to defer things, every single zone does kind of get a little bit annoying and detrimental, but it's whatever. You can do it from this window, so as a result, you can like hit one. Also, if you are doing this and your deferred item shows up, it will show up and you won't have to like unlock it or anything like that. Let me go and actually do another one of these, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Yeah, I'll actually prove my point. Hang on. I'll log out, log back in. It'll take probably forever because I'm recording, so of course it would. There's a doggo in the background. Hey, Papa. How are you doing? You're a good dog. Yeah. Alright, and then we're gonna pop back out here. And go back and do one more, shall we? Make a new instance, so we can... This is how you're gonna be farming these, by the way. Either with new instances, there's gonna be some, like, strategy. There was like quarry farming back in Delve. There might be that sort of thing again because the rewards are actually quite good. But if you want to set up a farm for this, you're going to want a map that's sort of like in a circle or in a straight line. So Aqueducts is good. Bog, I think it's called, is the one that just goes in a circle, basically, is very, very good. Glacier would probably be very good because it's a straight shot as well, generally. Any sort of map like that where you can find all of the spots along a route are going to be very good. You can run in a straight line, do everything, and you're good to go. So that's how you're going to be doing a late game farming and setups. Figuring out how to do the Atlas stuff and the setups for that I can't help you with in this video because that would take me a very long time to cover, and I actually have covered it in some of my other Atlas videos. So let's grab this fella and see if I get any deferred items to pop up. I haven't deferred very many recently, so we shall see. Do be careful because of course these things do a decent amount of damage. They're kind of all slow, but still, if I stand in front of them, they are going to hit me. No deferred items this time, sadly, but still. Let's see, anything good? Actually, that's an upgrade. Well, there you go. So yeah, I could grab it from here, or, like I said, I'll show you. We can run off, hop over, grab that from here, and now I still have extra tribute remaining. Now we have 2 other rituals that spawned in this area, so let's see if we can re-roll into something of note here, and I'll show you a little proof of concept if fate wills it, that you can roll into deferred items, because I didn't record the moment that I did, so I'll try and give you a little proof of concept, and we'll call it off there. That's pretty much all the information I have in regards to this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I remember or anything like that. It's a pretty simple league. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you're probably going to see on Reddit someone getting a headhunter from it within like 2 days, but still. Can I reroll? I'll be able to reroll after the next one. So we shall go and find that fellow. I don't actually have to kill those, but, you know, wonders of life, I guess. There we are. But all in all, I'm actually quite enjoying the league. Simple, effective. Obviously, a lot of the focus is put on the end game stuff, the end game mechanics and what have you. But still. So I'm going to grab this, clap everything. For whatever reason, my recording is deciding to lag a little, but my apologies for that. I don't particularly know why. Just everything's exploding on my screen at once, I guess. That's the wonders of PoE, I suppose. Right. Is that everything? There we go. So, I'm gonna grab that, and let's see if we can re-roll into anything interesting. Nope, no luck. Ah well. I'm recording. They had to screw with me at some point, right? Ah well. But yeah, so if I wanted to, well, you can't re-roll anymore because you can only do it once per time, but if there's anything here that I wanted to defer or purchase, I could do it from here, I could do it from here. Doesn't really make a big difference. But yeah, I believe that's pretty much everything that I know so far about Ritual League. Like I said, I covered the sort of farms and strategies that I would recommend using, and you're going to see higher end streamers using. Whatever map allows you to very quickly go in a circle, hit all the rituals, and just leave is probably going to be highly, highly farmed this league, because it seems to be yielding rather good results. and you can pick and choose what you actually want. So it's a very good way to do things in comparison to like Synthesis or some of the previous leagues where it just drops a bunch of random shit at you. You can choose what you want. But yeah, it's going to be kind of weird with having to defer like a really good unique like 6 or 7 times to actually get it down to price. But, you know, it's whatever. That's where the league was built, I suppose. But yeah, that is pretty much the Ritual League Ultimate Beginner's Guide so far, anyways. If there's anything else to add to this, I will let you know within the week and do an ultimate updated Beginner's Guide by the end of the week if there's anything of note. But yeah, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. Do let me know if I taught you anything that you didn't know. Let me know down in the comments below if you wouldn't mind. And yeah, that's going to be all for me. And as always, hope you enjoy your league, and take care, gentlemen. See you in the next one.